back here after a couple of months of hiatus here, and we are back at it again here with Primetime Racing TV. We have a new commentator in the booth tonight with us, Evan Black, and of course, Corey Silva. How you guys doing tonight?
Excellent. Ready here for the preseason clash at Daytona, the Tabor Web Design clash at Daytona for the Hardline Racing League Cup Series. We brought this league to you guys last season with the Contender Series, but ready to see what these guys can do in the Cup cars.
I'm doing really good, Brandon. Thanks for asking. It's nice to be up here in the booth with you guys for the first time. This race should be really good.
Sorry about that. It's something on prime time. We're getting used to a third commentator. Kind of changes the flow a little bit, so Evan, don't feel free to cut me off. But we are in qualifying right now with about 2 minutes to go, and Dustin Johnson, by a mere 0.003 of a second, is on the provisional pole still with 2 minutes left in the session.
Yeah, those times are really close right now for the top three.
Trying to see if it. Let's try to see if anybody still is on the track here. We can try to follow some laps. The Kyle Zimmer in the 20. He is on a lap. He's so right as of now in the 5th position. Oh, nope, he's pulling off here. So
yeah, he's finished his laps.
I can see here Trevor Ropolo has yet to put a time on the board. So actually, I'm sorry, he put up a 49.103. My bad.
One now. That lap will put him 2-3. Good lap by Trevor.
Yep, and that's actually a tie with Jonathan Wall for the 2nd position.
So while these guys get going on the qualifying laps, Corey, why don't you run through the track facts with us here tonight?
Track facts here. We are at obviously the Daytona International Speedway, 2.5 mile tri-oval, 24 degrees of banking in the turns, and it looks like, what do we have for weather today? Clear skies, 85 degrees on air temp, which is going to make it a little more slick than these guys may be used to at Daytona.
Yeah, it's a nice for today, but not going to be very nice for those drivers inside the race car. It's going to be hot and slick out there.
As we all know, every time we come to Daytona International Speedway, the draft, pack racing, all a huge part of everything that goes on at this racetrack during the race. How much of an effect do you think that'll have at the end of this race? Kind of an anyone can win type deal here tonight.
I do expect, obviously, the draft to be the equalizer, but this track, with the dynamic track, with the heat, there might be some handling coming into it later in the race, so that is something that we're going to have to watch out for.
I agree, Corey. This track is going to get really slick. It's going to start pushing off the corners and getting a little bit loose in when you're in a pack. It's going to be really crazy out there.
But qualifying's over and these guys are getting on the track, so let's bring to you our Primetime Racing TV starting lineup here for the Tabor Web Design Clash at Daytona. Starting on the pole is Dustin Johnson with a 48.26 second lap. Jonathan Wall to his outside. Trevor Ropolo in the 3rd spot. Thomas Bresci in 4th. Tyler Henze starting in the 5th position with Kyle Zimmer to his outside in 6th. Kyle Souza and Joshua Adams in row 4, and we'll take it off with you, Evan, for position number 9.
John, is that Diekman in P9? Richard Smith rounding out the top 10 in 10th place. Robert Kinney in 11th. Jonathan Christopher in 12th. Rusty Capel in 13th. Tanner Allen in 14th. Baron Wabaska rounding out the top 15.
And in 16th, Cody Tabor rounding out the field. Cody Tabor is the league admin here, the main admin at Hardline Racing League. So Gonna end up having a couple minutes of pacing here. Pace laps at Daytona are not the fastest of things, so we'll have a little bit of time to go. But yeah, season opener here for these guys. Obviously preseason, nothing on the line except bragging rights, momentum, and as far as I was aware, there is a little monetary cash prize on the line for the winner of this race.
It's only about $10.
Hey, $10 is $10, man.
Especially for a simulation, any money that you can get from one of these things is very impressive.
These guys have been racing hard for that $10 in the bragging rights.
Next week, of course, brings the Daytona 250. Be 250 miles, 100 laps here for the season opener for these guys, which will be live to you on Primetime Racing TVs. About a half a lap to go before the green flag is taken. We have 16 drivers, 8 rows of cars on this racetrack right now for 70 laps around this speedway.
This car's in the middle of 3 and 4 right now, getting ready to come to 3.
Right. Yeah, let's do it. We get the 3 car up. Dustin Johnson on the inside. He is going to take the green. I think these guys go on green, and there it is. Green flag is in the air here.
We got a really good start for like turn 1. He's going to be getting a really good push from the 90 here going into turn 1.
That they are still side by side throughout the majority of the field here so far. Except the 90 of, excuse me, getting these names right here. A couple new guys in this league. Trevor Opolo in the 90. He's given Dustin Johnson that push he needs to try to break these leaders away from the pack.
Yeah, right now it seems like the bottom line is the place to be. Oh, as soon as we say that, the 90's going to be outside and try to make it on. They're side by side, turn number 3.
Something worth noting at Daytona is there's a lot of times different approaches these drivers will take, whether that be taking a patient approach and just surviving, or are we going to try to lead every lap? And it looks like a couple of these guys, they're not going to settle for running second.
Yeah, it definitely does not look like that. A few guys just looks like they're just trying to not crash right now, just hanging out in the back, trying to avoid all the wrecks.
Yeah, right now Trevor Opolo in the 90 as well as Jonathan Wall in the 1. They are the only guys on the high side, and as I say that, Trevor Opolo moves to the inside, and it looks like Jonathan Wall is the lone driver up top now, but he should get his get in the line here behind Kyle Souza. So here we are, a single file throughout the majority of the field right now. See these guys, as I said, they're just going to be, looks like might be just killing some laps now. And just wait.
The top 4 single file, and thought I showed his bumper. A little bit of a drop back to the 5th place running car, or the 90 car right now. Everyone's single file though through the entire field so far.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise and not a surprise at the same time. So these guys obviously want to be safe and want to finish to be able to race it up at the end. But looks like we just have the ring around the bottom here.
They just need to be safe. It's a long race, and just try to not destroy their equipment.
Evan, you're driving a lot more than me these days. Are these Monster Energy Cup vehicles susceptible to overheating at all in tight drafts?
They do overheat a little bit. It's usually not a whole lot, because it's really hard to get right up against someone's bumper, but they can overheat fairly easily if you get right on someone's bumper. It's not as easy though as the Xfinity or Camping World Truck Series vehicles though.
Yeah, Yeah, it looked like we did have someone peep out of line there for a little bit trying to make something happen, but that didn't really go anywhere, as now we're still right back in line.
Yeah, he quickly dropped to the back. But there's still a few vehicles trying to get the outside lane working, but no one's really wanting to do it right now.
Yeah, so lap 5 of 70 here at the Daytona Speedway. Dustin Johnson was your pole sitter, and he still is in the lead.
The 5 and the
here we go.
Trying to make a run on the outside. We got a battle for the lead.
Here we come. With a head of steam is the 5 machine of Tyler Hensley with Thomas Bressie in the Jeff Gordon S24 machine to the outside. We have 4 guys to the outside trying to make that top work, and just as they clear, right down to the bottom. Yeah. That leaves the 14 machine of Kyle Souza and Jonathan Wall to the outside by themselves now. Something that happens a lot here is you want that outside, you need to get a good push, but when you do that, sometimes you have to leave someone out to dry or you're going to end up losing any advantage you may have gained.
Yeah. The 14 and the 1 are dropping back right now.
Yeah, the 14 of Kyle Souza and the 1 machine of Jonathan Wald there on the outside line. As you said, not going to the front right now. Looks like there is somebody behind them. 79 machine of Jonathan Christopher and the Repsol machine leading the tail end of the pack right now. A couple machines have lost the draft.
Yeah.
Richard Smith in the 2 machine. Then we have Jonathan Diekman. And then there's a pack here, entering turn 3 all the way in the back. Baron Labosco, Tanner Allen, and Cody Tabor here. I wonder if that is by design to run that far back.
I really have to believe it is, that they're just trying to stay out of all the wrecks that there could be here early in this race. And I see we got a question in chat. Someone is asking if there are stages. I do not believe so, but Corey, do you know for sure?
I know in their other series that they did run stages, but via points only. They were not actually caution breaks, so I'm going to have to say no on that, but thank you being in chat for asking that.
Yeah, no stages in this race today, guys. Especially not for Clash, I wouldn't think.
3 and the 1 are out there trying to make it work, and now they got 3 cars up there.
Yep, here we go. The 10 machine of Robert Kenny. I saw him run very well last season in the races I did get the opportunity to broadcast. Him and Dustin Johnson in the 3, and Jonathan Wall in the 1 trying to suck onto that top from a distance. I don't know if he's going to be able to help these guys quite yet.
Yeah, they're definitely losing that 1 car, so it looks like they're all just going to drop to the back right here. Not enough help out there on the outside line.
Yep, it looks like the bottom line with the 4 guys on the bottom now. The leader, Thomas Bressie, Trevor Ruppolo in the 42. Haven't talked about him. Of Rusty Capel, they have that inside locked up. I don't know if they're lined up like that, if the top's going to ever be able to do anything.
They're going to need 3 or 4 cars on the outside to get it to work. 2 cars just will not work at all. The bottom is just lined up so perfectly right now. There's no way the outside can do anything. Yeah, it looks like the 3 and the 14 are getting in the line now. They're all in line now.
Yep, and we have, I believe it's all the way back to the top 10, all the way back to Kyle Souza in the 14. Everybody is single file now.
Yeah, the entire top 10 single file and in the lead pack, and then 11th is just a little ways back.
So while we have these guys kind of taking it easy here, let's talk about pit strategy. Evan, you, like I said, you kind of are the driver expert of the bunch here. What is estimated fuel mileage that these guys can expect here?
He should be able to go 35 to 45 laps, I would assume. It's been a while since I've driven these cars here. But so, I mean, most likely 2 pit stops, maybe 1. Kind of depends on how far I want to stretch it. They'll definitely be wanting tires soon, though.
Yeah, that was my next question. Are tires going to be anything of note? But apparently that answer is going to be yes.
I don't know if it can win you the race, but it will definitely help you with handling. You're going to have track position and tires, and you should be good.
And here we come, the outside line. These guys are going back at it again.
Yeah, they've got 4 cars up there now, and they're not as tightly together as they would probably like, but they're working on it.
The guys are kind of pinching a little bit. The 20 machine of Kyle Zimmer really running that inside line tight to try to get that side draft and maybe kind of block a little momentum, not giving them the arc they need. But it does seem to be working here. He's side by side with 4th, and he's about to get side by side with Trevor for 3rd.
Yeah, he is definitely inching his way up there. Just hope they don't get to side drafting too aggressively, and if the bottom comes up and the top comes down, that's going to be a wreck.
42 machine Rusty Capel, kind of a little bouncing all over the place. May have hit the apron there one time. The guy's got to watch out for that. You hit that apron, it's going to get the car upset, and we may have the big one.
Yeah. So Corey, what do you think about blocking? Do you think there will be very much blocking in this race?
I do know these guys. I think they do follow the iRacing standard protocol rule book, so I don't expect it. Being a non-points paying race, I don't know if the rules are a little more relaxed, but I wouldn't expect that to the very end.
We'll find out here in around 50 laps or so. Oh, and they're wrecking.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
3 cars around.
Caution flag flies at Daytona International Speedway for the first time tonight.
Let's go back here on replay.
Little bit of a pile up down here as expected for a super speedway.
All right, who should I be focusing on here, guys?
It looks like the 88 and the 1.
All right, here we come. The 1 machine following the 20. And we're coming off turn 4.
It's in the tri-oval.
And here we come into the tri-oval. The 1 and the 88. Oh, looks like the 1 came down on the 88 in the tri-oval and collected the 10 and the 79. So we'll have to see if these guys do have a reset for this race. I'm not quite positive on that, or if their damage is light enough to get repaired.
They do have 1 fast repair for this race.
But that's going to kind of be a strategy move. These guys are going to have to realize, is their damage worth the fast repair, or should we just try to see if the crew can bang that damage back out?
It looks like the damage is too severe on everyone but the 1 for them to not use a quick fix, I would think. The 1 barely has any damage, so he should be fine. But the 88, the 10, and the 79 definitely do have quite a bit of damage from that wreck.
As we can see here, yeah, the 79, that nose, that thing is not going to get down those straightaways whatsoever. But that logic of having a wreck, that's going to benefit, who was it? Who were those guys in the back? It was Cody Tabor, I believe Baron Labosco, and the 31, I believe, of Tanner Allen. Those guys were all hanging back there, kind of waiting for a wreck, and it looks like that worked out for them. They were completely out of the way, so they missed it.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is coming down the pit road. We'll see if some people do 2 tires, 4 tires, or no tires. They cannot make it from here, I do not believe.
Oh no, 55 laps, that is...
There's no way.
Yeah, that's well out of the range of what we'd expect out of these machines.
So these guys are all on pit road now.
Looks like everyone is doing 4 tires.
Yeah, good. Kind of an odd call, personally, I would say, but I guess the track's higher surface and the track's probably a little bit slick.
I would think someone would have tried 2 tires or no tires just to get track position, but I guess we'll see if anyone does that in the next caution.
All right, so with the extended pace laps that we will have here, we're going to go to a little bit of a commercial break. We'll catch you for the restart. Stay with us.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready for the restart now. These guys, 2x2, they will probably get a little bit bunched up here before the pace car pulls off, and they're lagging back from the pace car quite a bit, which is interesting. But pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn down into pit road. We are ready for a restart as they do start to get bunched up here.
Green flag, green flag.
These guys are on the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air from Daytona.
5 took the outside on that restart, and he was not able to clear the 24 yet.
I was gonna say, was that an early flag, or was I wasn't expecting a green flag that early, but nonetheless, here we come. We'll see these guys. They are obviously double filed up here, so let's see if they are able to get racy this time.
Does not look like it so far.
Looks like one guy getting left out onto the outside. Looks like the number 90 car stuck on the outside. He will fall back and lose a few positions. Cannot get back into line quite yet.
Yeah, it looks like he might be able to get back in line.
Oh, he tried squeezing in front of Baron Labosco, and Baron Labosco, ironically enough, if that was Dale Earnhardt in that car, I do not think that space would have existed, but Labosco caught a benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Here we come back in the pack. We see some double file going on with Richard Smith in the 2 machine. He has the 81 of Tabor along with the 21 of Jonathan Diekman, but looks like those guys trying to fend their way back to the bottom.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do, if they can get to the front or not. It looks like they're all trying to get to the bottom. Top 5 still single file. Top 7 even, looks like.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
these guys not looking to make any moves at the moment, or either that or the top line just simply is not working at the moment. We saw a little bit of a line going towards the back of the pack, and even that's fallen off. Those guys are starting to get single file now. So I just simply don't think that the top line is working quite yet.
Yeah, the entire field is single file right now around the bottom. We'll see if maybe near the end of the race, if once the bottom gets rubbered in and heated up, And once more people want to go to the outside, we'll see how that goes for them.
Let's talk some pit strategy, guys. I mean, now that we had a caution, what was it, around like lap 15 or so, I want to say about 40 to 45 laps, maybe the stretch on a fuel tank. So there we go. Sure go up to.
At least this is just a clash. And it looks like we are back now after a few technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Not a whole lot has changed.
Oh, it's still
cars
kind of ring around the rosy here on the bottom here. Sorry to cut you off, Corey. It's a couple guys looking to make some moves now. They got a little bit of a line formed up on top now.
Yeah, the 20 and 3 are getting a pretty good run up there so far. We'll see what they can do against those 6 cars or so on the inside line.
These guys working the side draft pretty heavily now. The 20 is able to work its way up beside the second place car right now, up to 24. Let's see if they can get anything done. The guys behind them falling off just a little bit. 2 cars working up top now.
Yeah, they're starting to split up the inside lane a little bit. Now there's just 3 cars down there, and it looks like the 3's trying to join them down there.
So now his partner drops off to the low line, and the 20 is left out in the dust. He's going to lose a ton of positions out of this deal, and looks like he'll have to find his own way back in the line.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go all the way, almost all the way to the end of the line. He's the 3rd car in the back. We'll see if he can find someone to work with and get up there again. Right now, still top 10, all single file.
So your top 5 right now, the number 5 of Tyler Hensley, the number 24 of Thomas Bresci, the number 31 of Tanner Allen, the number 3 of Dustin Johnson, and the number 54 of Baron Labasco. That's your top 5 right now, folks. So these guys still ring around the rosy all the way around the bottom. You know, kind of a classic super speedway move. The leader will keep these guys in check and just kind of wait it out. You know, if he doesn't want to deal with any side-by-side at the moment and, you know, kind of wants to do his own thing and lead these laps, he'll stretch these guys out single file. Normally, you have better luck around the top, but seems here at Daytona tonight, the top side is just not where you want to be.
Yeah, and we're coming up on green flag pit stops probably here in around 17 laps or so, and that should change things quite a bit. The 5 and the 24 were starting to pull a little bit of a gap on the 31, but he's catching back in now.
So these guys kind of trotting around here right now. A 5, as you said, pit stop's coming, and it'll be interesting to see if these guys decide to go in as a group when the leader really comes in, or if they'll split off into, I'd say, you know, it's possible for them to split off half and half here. Maybe some trying to make more of a distance than others.
Half and half would probably be the best way to do it, but it's probably not going to work out like that. So we'll see if they all pit at once, or groups of 2, or however that happens. We'll see about different lap numbers also, because if they pit right now, they could make it. So it kind of depends on when they want to pit.
Yeah, that's a good point, Evan. They are in the window right now for pitting. And very important, if the 24 gives a huge shot to the 5 car right now. And another question will be, is if we get another yellow during green flag stops, we've already seen a couple of incidents that didn't bring up yellow, but if a yellow does happen to come out, How will that shake up the order if it is under green flag pit stops?
That will change everything because the people that are already on pit road and can get their service done, they'll cycle back to the front as long as they don't get a black flag or anything. They'll cycle all the way to the front, and it's just going to be crazy if we do get yellow in the green flag pit stops. We are just past halfway right now.
Yeah, indeed, just past halfway right now, folks. And these guys still holding strong. Majority of the field still here. All of them still single file. And I'm sure these guys, just after the halfway point, after they get pit stops all in the books, I'm sure they're going to want to go racing.
I would be surprised if after pit stops they did not start racing. It's just going to be crazy, and it's going to be a crapshoot, most likely.
Yeah, classic Daytona. The draw of the hat, really, and, you know, just seeing where these guys will pop out at the end here, it's really all about luck at this racetrack. You can have speed in your race car, but all it takes is one minor error, and you are done for the night.
Yeah, if someone in those top two just bumps someone in the wrong place, that can take out the entire field. It's going to be crazy. Most of the field is still in this race. Only one car has retired, the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. Looks like two cars have already hit pit road, the 90 and the 81. We'll see how that works out for them, short pitting.
Yeah, Daytona International Speedway, I don't think it'll really work in their favor. As many cars that pitted, only a couple of them. You know, working in a tandem does not work like it used to with the old body style of the cars. They are going to be dramatically slower than the rest of this pack.
Oh, and it looks like two cars got a little bit high there.
Yeah, I think
Was
they
there
made
contact
with the bumpers, and they both drifted up the track. They are going to lose a few spots as your leaders are coming to pit road, and they are wrecking behind them. One missed pit road. Will this bring out a caution? They're spinning down pit road now. No caution is out. They are still green. He's going to sit sideways in the track, hoping a car comes by to bring out a yellow.
Yeah, there's no caution for that, so...
Absolutely incredible. They wrecked down pit road trying to get in.
All right, man.
Caution's out now. Caution's out.
Caution flag now flies.
That's going to change everything.
Alright guys, I am here. Sorry, I was dealing with all the tech problems, but I'm watching the replay here. You can see the one, I believe he hit the, was that 31? The Caterpillar car? Looks like he hit him on pit entry there, and it kind of sent a couple guys going, but
yeah, it looks like the 31 just got hit from behind, and that started everything. Also, I wonder if the 24 got a black flag from that, because he walked him out getting down in pit road and hit the commitment cone and went out a little bit. But in all that, it looks like the 88 of Joshua Adams won the race off pit road with 2 tires. Yeah, it looks like the 10 of Robert Kinney and the 88 of Joshua Adams took 2 tires during that pit stop.
But just based on my graphic, I believe the 3 and the 1, they must have already done their service because they did not pit on the caution. As far as I could tell.
The 1, he's the caution car. He's the one that spun out. So I don't
yes,
know.
we can see the front end damage on his machine.
So he's going to have to pit this lap most likely. Probably just trying to catch the pace car.
There was a lot of heavy braking coming onto pit road, and it caused a bit of a chain reaction there. A couple guys spun down pit road, a couple of them spun onto the racetrack, thus bringing out the yellow flag. These guys working on catching the pace car now, and the best part about this is they can go right back to racing after they catch the pace car, most likely, because all of those guys were already on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like I think the 1 and the 3 are the only cars that did not hit pit road during that cycle. And it looks like they're coming down right now.
That they are. You're gonna watch the 1 of Jonathan Wall to see if he he's able to use a fast repair or if he's going to have to sit there and manually wait for this damage to be fixed.
But in all that, it really helped the 88 and the 10. They're going to be restarting 1-2.
Fast
After all that
repair
chaos.
for the number 1.
He's going to go out there with a brand new race car. Looks like a few cars getting taken away, Brian. Looks like 4 cars.
Yeah, the leader as of now is the 88 of Joshua Adams, but we can see the 21 of Jonathan Diekman. I hope I'm getting that right. And then Cody Tabor, Richard Smith, and Kyle Souza, 4 waiver rounds. But as far as I remember, I think they pitted about 10 or so laps ago.
They pitted, I think it was right at halfway, I do believe, so they can make it.
Okay, that's where I was going with that. So, not the worst situation for them.
That will get everyone that is running back in the lead lap. So we'll have 15 cars in the lead lap. This is going to be exciting with 30 laps to go. Probably about 28 when we take the green.
Let's hope and pray that the Mustang pace car gives us the 1 to go this time by.
Looks like, is the 2 car maybe coming down the pit road this time?
Yeah, he has a significant amount of, I want to say left rear damage, does he?
To me it looks like entire rear end damage and a little bit of right front.
Yeah, so he's probably trying to see if he can get any extra repairs done before we head back green.
We did not get the 1 to green, so it'll be 1 or 2 more laps before we take the green.
Alright, so with that being said, we're going to take you to another commercial break here, so stay with us.
Welcome back, folks, to Primetime Racing TV, and you may be wondering the same thing that we are. Where the heck is the rest of the field? They're coming back now. I don't think they got waved around, and maybe they pitted for extra fuel, but we just got really confused here up in the booth, wondering where the rest of the field was. There was only 4 cars behind the pace car.
I just looked at the replay and it looks like they all came down and top off. But that's going to put they're not going to be double file with the leaders. They're going to be all single file. We'll see how that works out for them.
Is there, I mean, you guys can tell with your graphics, I'm not able to see. Are they limited on fuel by chance for this race?
Oh, yes they are. 54%, so.
Well, there it is.
All my numbers were wrong.
Green, green,
So,
green.
pace car makes a hard left turn into pit road once again. These guys on the loud pedal, green flag back in the air.
88 got a really nice restart there. He's going to be able to clear the 10 car before turn 1. The 10 is not getting much help there from the 42.
Now the 10 of Robert Kenny, he has the 42 as you said, but it's not going to be nearly close enough to help. He's going to lose, probably go back to maybe 5th or 6th position, but
with all those drivers coming down the pit road, it really hurt them with only being 3 cars in the outside lane.
The 88 and the 20 should really watch how big of a gap you get on these guys. The draft is a very powerful force, and these guys could easily get swallowed up if they get too far of a lead ahead of this pack here, as looks like could have happened if the
oh, and the 20
they
is
didn't
going
go
to the
side by side
outside.
behind them.
3 was going to go with him, but he faked him out.
Yeah, they're side by side for lead, and they're side by side, quite a few rows back, 3 wide even behind them.
here we go. A little bit of tight quarters racing on the outside there. The 20 looks like he got a little bit loose, but he is okay. Robert Kenny, have not talked about him too much up front here, but he's trying to get that outside going with Rusty Capel and then the 54 of Baron Labosco behind him.
It's only those 3 cars that are really tight together on that inside line versus the 5 on the outside that are tight together.
Ooh, the bottom line kind of pushed up about a lane there, and that kind of killed the momentum of the 20 as he had to move up.
Yeah, the 3 got into the back bumper of the 88, shoving the 88 up the track a little bit, and that forced the 20 up the track as well, up on the high side, and he lost his momentum and lost a few positions there. These guys starting to single out again, once again, there on the bottom of the racetrack.
We'll see later in the race if the outside line will come in at all. I kind of thought it was going to right there, but then the 3 did an amazing job pushing that 88. Got him out there.
Yep, so here we go again. It looks like now that the 24 has dropped all the way back to the end of the field, we're back to the low line parade here. But just as I say that, the 2 and the 20, they kind of peaked high, but nothing shaping there. These guys maybe trying to click down to about 10 to go, and maybe that's what we're going to go for it again.
I just, with them being so far back, I can't believe they're going to be able to make that up within 10 laps. Unless something major happens, they're going to have to start moving pretty soon.
The Cup cars on iRacing that these guys are wheeling around this circuit right now, they have a big draft, but they do not run pack racing as well as, say, Xfinity or Truck, so it is harder to maybe get that 2-3 wide going and make those moves. You're really going to have to plan your moves out a couple laps ahead of time, which, as Evan said, you're going to have to start early if you're going to try to make some passes and get from the back to the front.
Yeah, I believe the draft simply is not powerful enough when you get closer to the vehicle in front of you to help you out any, and the side draft simply is just not strong enough once you get next to someone to help you out, so it's really hard to stay double file and even 3 wide around this place.
Yeah, as Brandon said, with this draft package, it is just really hard to pass people. They just do not want to suck up like the Xfinity trucks do.
So, guys, I don't know if you have your calculators on you, but I sure as heck don't. We went green with about, 30 to go, and these guys have 54% fuel, was it?
Yes.
And we kind of guesstimated they can go about 45 laps, which would mean cut that in half. These guys could probably go about 25-ish laps, and that's with our extremely accurate measurement method.
Yep.
So if this goes green, there's going to be a pit stop.
Yeah, and even the guys that pitted before coming to the green, they're going to have to make a stop, but they're going to have to take less fuel.
And or not, you will see these guys one more time down pit road, I do believe. if there's a caution that does come out, those guys are going to utilize that. I'd say definitely.
And depending how much fuel needs to get taken, whether that's a splash, whether that's 5-6 gallons, maybe you take 2 tires. I mean, there are some options available depending on which scenario you happen to be in.
They'll need to go roughly about 10 to 15 more laps than what they have currently on fuel, so you could definitely squeeze 2 tires in while you're doing that fuel.
Looks like we have a slight breakaway with the top 3. Looks like Jonathan Wall, he kind of has about 2-3 car lengths before Robert Kenny. Don't know if that's just because the push, or if it's just a lack of pushing behind the 10, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, because those guys have so much of a gap. Like I was talking about,
here it
long
comes.
distance draft, these guys are going to end up swallowing front 3 up if they're not too careful with how much distance they have on the rest of the field.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough cars currently to be able to get a big enough run to get around them.
And as we talked about before, once those guys get closer and things settle in, there is simply not enough force within the draft, with this draft package, for them to maneuver around these guys.
Yeah, so it's almost as if we're just, I think these guys know it. I think this is what they're doing. I think they literally are just waiting for that final pit stop. It's just going to be a matter of who goes with who, when do you go, what do you do, and how well
All right, man, caution is out.
Just as I talk, the 90,
What was that one for?
the 90
So
is really slow off turn
lights.
4.
Caution lights on the speedway, and
It looks like the 2 just came up a little bit and got into the 90.
yeah,
Spun him around.
the 90 car was the culprit for the yellow lights being on. Yeah, the 2 looks like he threw out the corner and tagged the 90, and the 90 went hard to the outside safer barrier here at Daytona.
Very
Bringing out the
awkward for the last cars in the chain to be the cause of the caution, but that is unfortunately how it has played out. And this puts us into a scenario where I'd have to imagine that everyone can make it, because we'll go green with about 16 to go.
And just before that caution came out, I was getting ready to say, they went green on lap 44, and with the 10 and those guys saving, they came down for fuel, I do believe. They could have been trying to save fuel and possibly make it. They only would have needed to save like 5 laps of fuel. They could have done it.
But none of that matters now, because
Yeah.
all these guys are going to come down pit road, presumably take 4 tires and fuel, and everyone's going to have really no excuse to not go for it for this last 15 or so laps of the race.
Everyone is going to have to go for it. There's just going to be no time to waste with this draft package.
Three machine first off of pit lane.
Did he do no tires? Yeah, he did no tires. The 3 did. Looks like the 3 and the 1 did no tires.
Yeah, only a
Looks like a
three.
lot of no tires.
Only a 3.5 second pit stop for the number 3 machine. A 6 second stop for Joshua Adams, a 6 second stop for Jonathan Wall. So those would indicate, I don't think the Jack ever saw those vehicles.
Looks like about 3 cars took no tires, and then a few more in 2, and I don't know if anyone took 4.
From what I could tell on my graphic here, it looks like 6th on back all took 4 tires.
Yeah, so top 3 no tires, and up to 6 2 tires.
But do we think that's going to really have any kind of effect on their ability to maneuver in this last battle that we're going to have?
I don't really think so, with only having about 10 laps or so on them. Actually, even less than 10 laps. I don't think it'll make a huge difference.
So we are awaiting the 1 to go signal, hoping to maybe get it this time by. We'll see when they come by. driver stands this time. These guys possibly doubling up here.
Nope, one more lap.
That was probably the 2 to go signal, but
All right, so while we will take this final opportunity to step away here while we have about 3 or 4 minutes to kill, so stay with us. We will be right back.
oh, welcome back, race fans, to Primetime Racing TV. These guys stacked up, doubled up, and ready for the restart here at Daytona.
Yeah, we got a sprint, 15 laps to go here at Daytona in the Clash. $10 on the line, some bragging rights, some momentum going into the regular season. I'd have to imagine 15 laps to go. Let's see what these guys are made of, and let's see what these guys can do.
It should get pretty racy here with 15 to go at the line.
Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn down into pit road. These guys ready to go fast.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is in the air. They're off once again, hopefully for the final time here at Daytona.
Some pushing going on here. John Diekman, where has he been all race? We have not talked about him. Giving a push to Jonathan Wall in the 1, trying to get that inside line going, but we also have the 88 of Joshua Adams with Robert Kenny trying to get that outside moving.
Yeah, the 3 and the 1 did a really nice job on that restart to stay right up on each other's bumpers and see how this works for them.
Rob Kenny with an aggressive move to get to the inside there. Let's see if he lets the 88 in. I think the 88 just forced himself in, but here we go, the top 5 single file.
So, we thought it was a waiting game, but at this point, I'm not sure, guys. These guys single file once again, especially at the front, as top 3 pulls away just a little bit, maybe too far this time. These guys really just not doing anything.
We saw in the back here, the 24 machine of Thomas Bresci. He was going for it. I saw him trying to get that outside going, but nobody in front of him wanted to bite, so he was forced back to the inside.
Now, is it too early for them to want to do that, or is it just you can't do it?
Oh,
and
here we
we're
go.
at
Trouble.
21 and 88.
Can the 88 stay off the wall? Yes. 88 saves that
Just
machine with
Barely
absolutely.
kissed
All right,
the
man.
outside
Caution
wall.
is out. Caution is out.
Caution is out for that.
Caution flag thrown by league officials here once again. And we'll go back to the Prime Time Racing TV replay. Take a look at that.
On the trusty blimp cam here down the back straightaway, focusing on the number 88 machine in the 4th position. Looks like the 21 was a little indecisive on what he was going to do. Kind of left a lane there for the 88, who went for it. And then I think the 88 may have, I'm sorry, the 21 may have shut the door.
Yeah, I think the 88 might have been trying to let him come back down, but he just got a shot from the 10 and sent them both around.
But 88 used every single ounce and inch of the Daytona infield here and was able to save that machine with minimal damage. So I don't expect any negative performance from him here for this last sprint.
Yeah, I don't even think he hit the inside arm cover. I think he just got a little bit of damage from the getting into the 21. He did a really nice job hanging on to it.
Don't expect any pit stops, but perhaps in the back of the pack, if anybody has any extra damage, maybe they will try to fix it. We'll see if anybody does come down. Doesn't look like it. A couple of fakers. 21 came in naturally.
88 will probably come in too. Yeah. 21 and 88 only cars pit.
So while most of our front runners are still out, I'm gonna give this take this moment to give an opportunity or give a thanks to all of our fans that tune in week after week and sticking with us even after our little bit of a hiatus for a couple months that we took. But we are back as strong as ever and looking to regain our viewership here on this channel. Also, shout out to our sponsors, IRTVO, iRacing Overlays. We got iBog overlay graphics. We've got Air Movement and Fabrications. Air Movement and Fabrications, non-exam's choice for custom signs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement and Fabrications, an official partner with Prime Time Racing TV. And of course, you got Cruise Custom Graphics. Cruise Custom Graphics, anything from paint schemes, t-shirts, and even overlays. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Also an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also a cool deal with us at Cruise Custom Graphics. You buy a paint scheme or any design from us, you get $15 off a 3 broadcast deal from Primetime Racing TV.
And we'll see here in just a few seconds if we'll be getting one the green this time. Looks like we're starting to double up a little bit, so we might be getting it this time.
And survey says
Yes.
yes, sir.
Lights are out on the pace car, 1 lap 2 green.
It'll be a 10-lap dash at the Daytona International Speedway. So within about 10 minutes or so, 9 to 10 minutes, we should have the conclusion of this race, considering it all ends clean and green. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, they've been getting a little bit aggressive here, and there's going to be not as much lifting and not as much giving. With 10 laps to go on the restart.
As we just saw, if you leave a little bit of space open and the guy behind you can kind of fit his car there, you have to imagine he's going to go for it. And if you don't leave enough space, it may end up in a caution like we just had.
We're going to have to see if maybe if the 1 can get a good enough of a restart and a 42 can push them, they might be able to stay even with the 3 on this restart here. If they can do that, they might have the advantage.
Tyler Hensley in the 5 machine has led the most laps today, 33 of them. He's now back to the 5th position, kind of had an up and down race in the middle sector of it. But now that he's back into it, let's see if he can get himself back up to the lead.
So, as these guys get ready to pull off here, Evan, why don't you take it away for the final restart, or what we think is the final restart?
Hope it will be. And the pace car is taking the hard left turn down to the pit road, and the green is in the air. And really even start by the 1 there.
Yeah, the 1 actually beat the 3 to the line there by a hair. He got a heck of a jump there, but the guys behind him unfortunately did not get that same run, and I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it.
Let the racing begin, folks. They're side by side, just a few rows back from the leaders. The 3 gets a great push from the 10. The 1 car falls back to 4th.
Here we come, the 10 of Robert Kenny in the 2nd position. I believe this is the highest he has been all day today. So let's see what he's able to do. The top is moving with Jonathan Wall in the 1. Is the 10 going to move up there and try to get that momentum?
He's thinking about it.
This is his chance.
Contact through the field. The bottom line gets really squirrely coming into the tri-oval.
And the top line has deteriorated here, so they're going to have to regain that steam as they're far too separated up there to do anything at all.
It's going to be really hard for them to get back up there. There's just 2 cars up there right now.
There's 9.
So these guys starting to get single file once again, unfortunately here, and we'll see if they can save anything for the end. There's going to be some I expect there to be some maneuvers here at the end, maybe some crossovers and lots of blocking here from the leader, number 3.
Yeah,
the 10 and 5 are going to have to work together really well here if they're going to try and get by him.
It's going to take some teamwork, which I know some of these guys are teammates, but it's going to take some cooperation here to get something together. Otherwise, these guys are just going to give the win to the 3 machine.
The best thing that the 10 can do to get by him is to back up a little bit, drag the brake back to the 5, and try and get a run on the 3. I do not know if he'll be able to do that or not.
Daryl Waltrip on Fox kind of made a famous, well, not famous, but he made up a word, and it's actually accurate. It's called coopetition. You got to cooperate with him. Yeah, that wasn't what you wanted. Got loose there, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum as guys pass him on the outside. But as I was saying, you got to be cooperative with your competition here, because if you guys want to do anything and get any kind of momentum going, you're going to have to work with each other for the benefit of, well, both of you.
So the field ring around the rosy down the bottom again, once again here at Daytona. The 20 jumps out of line, hoping someone will follow. They don't. Now he's stuck on the outside.
Yeah, Bresci didn't choose to go with him. He chose to fill in the gap here, but the 81 to Tabor is going to look to the outside, try to help Zimmer, but the 2 of them aren't going to accomplish anything by themselves.
They're going to need 2 or 3 more people if they want to get that line working, which right now it doesn't look like anyone wants to go with them.
It looks like to me the 10 and the 5 are trying to back up to each other to get some kind of momentum built up. And I can see they get some, but not nearly enough to be able to pull out a line.
If they can work together and kind of help the 3 lose his momentum and shoot to the outside, they may be able to get something done here, and at least the 10 would come out with the lead.
Oh,
the problem is you got to do it correctly. The 5 gets left out to dry, and he finds his way back in line. Luckily, the 54 lost his momentum.
It looks like the 5 tried to go out, and the 10 just waited a second too long to get out there, and there's a little bit of contact, maybe.
On board here with the 5 machine of Tyler Hensley and the caution.
Out once again.
42 Rusty Capel around in turn 4.
Rusty Capel made hard contact with the outside safety barrier here at Daytona. It looks like some contact between him and the number 88 sent him around. He hit the apron and tried his best to save it. And he took a nice head-on hit to the outside wall.
Yeah, looks like he just got caught in the accordion effect there and just kind of straddled the apron, got loose. Looked like not too much damage, but he will need to get a little bit of repairs done.
Yeah, it looks like he just had to check up just a little bit, and the 88 was not entirely sure how much he was going to check up, and just got him in the left rear.
So there's 5 laps to go as of now. I'm expecting either a green-white checker at best, or potentially even just a 1-lap shootout. But I do think we will go back green.
Yes, they should get the 2 to green here, as there's no lap cars. They should get the 2 to green, which should be a green-white checker, I do believe.
Yes, sir. We will take 4 to go. If they get 2 to green, we'll go back to green with 2 to go. And I guess it'll be up to you guys to be able to tell me that information. Again, do want to apologize for the mid-race technical difficulties. Spent a lot of time preparing, trying to make some fail-safes in place to make sure stuff doesn't happen, but always the unpredictable catches you off guard. So I do apologize for that. I will look into what happened to prevent it happening again. Luckily, the stream was not lost, so I think we only lost the middle section of the race, but luckily we are here for the important part, which is the end, which, as we said, we're looking for a green-white checker restart, so let's see if the pace car does indeed give that to us when we take the start-finish line this time by.
We'll see here in about 25 seconds or so.
And let us see, are the lights out on the top of that pace car?
Starting to double up. And the lights are out for what will most definitely be the final time.
Yeah, as long as these guys can make it to the white flag lap, the race will finish under green on iRacing. The yellow will not interrupt the final lap, but these guys do have to get to that point first, so
there will be no more restarts.
Yes, that is a fact. This is the final restart of the race, and hopefully these guys will make it 2 laps around so we can finish under green. So let's see here. We have the three of Dustin Johnson. He's led 21 laps so far. He has Tyler Hensley behind him on the inside, who's also led 33 laps, which is the most of the race thus far. To the top, we're going to have Robert Kenny in the 10 with help from the 54 of Baron Labosco. So what do you guys think is going to happen here?
I'm hoping these guys are able to maintain 2-wide racing, and I hope they get a little bit more aggressive than what they have been tonight.
The 5 and the 24 have worked really well so far this race, so watch for them to maybe be able to get up there and get the lead.
All right.
So once again, for the final time tonight, these guys stacked up, doubled up, and behind the pace car for what will be most definitely the final time tonight. Pace car getting ready to make the hard left turn. Corey, take it away.
All right, we wait for the pace car to pull into pit lane. And there it is, waiting for Dustin Johnson. There he is, right foot to the floor. Here he comes, green flag in the air. And these guys are all packed together. These guys no one has broken away. This is what we were waiting to see, folks. Here we come.
They're 3 wide, further back in the pack now. They're 3 wide in the center of the pack now.
Oh, no.
They're wrecking back behind them.
Major
And that's the race.
That is the race, your winner is Dustin Johnson. Not the finish we wanted to see here at all. We know iRacing does not have green-white checkers yet, so that ends the race. Your winner, the number 3 of Dustin Johnson.
We are going to go back here on the chopper cam, and then we'll kind of go into slow-mo when we get into turn 1 and try to see exactly what happened here. Looks like the one in the 54 kind of, there was a little bit of a 3 wide going on that was tight, and looks like might have been some checkups. You go here, I go here. All in all, it was just not a lot of give and take,
Just
but
no
what do you
room.
expect? 3 cars can't fit in a spot designed for 2.
Even after the initial wreck, they wrecked a little bit more. I don't know what caused that. Like after the wreck, the 20 just came up on the 88, and that took out 2 or 3 more good cars.
So these guys making their way down into turn number 3 for what will be the final time. These guys have taken the white flag, under pacing.
Yeah, it was actually, it looked like it was going to shape up to be a good finish there. These guys really kind of got all fanned out like we were hoping to see for the duration of the race, but in doing so, calamity kind of ensued. So
Yeah, there were 3 wide pretty much throughout the whole field there, and as these guys come through the trial, the checkers and the yellow will wave together. Your winner at the line is the number 3 of Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson, leading 24 laps, will take your victory here today from the pole in the Tabor Web Designs Clash at Daytona for the Hardline Racing League.
He led the majority of the beginning of the race, but I don't know what happened to him, if he just lost track position or what. He fell back there.
And while we have the opportunity, we'll be back with, after this commercial break, with the Air Movement and Fabrications post-race show here live on Primetime Racing TV. Welcome back, folks, to the Air Movement and Fabrications post-race show. Unfortunately, I don't think our winner is here to interview. We do have a couple of other drivers in here that we can bring in for the sake of the post-race show, so we'll go ahead and do that now. If I can. So Tyler, we have now Tyler Hensley. Tyler, you got a copy? Tyler Hensley, you got a copy? Okay, I guess we don't have any copy on Tyler Hensley. Thomas Bressie, you got a copy?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're being told that there was a timing loop error. So where did you end up finishing tonight?
It's P3. I'm not really sure. It was a glitch, looks like, with myself, the 54 and the 1, so we're trying to get that straightened out. But P3 for, at least for me tonight, so.
Well, you come home with a third place finish. It was single file for most of that race. Were you at any point plotting to, maybe make a move, try to get yourself out front?
Yeah. My teammate Tyler and I had a plan there for that last one. We were thinking because that top was just struggling so much on restarts. We thought if we could just get clear, we would be able to work our way around the 3. We got clear of the top with just the yellow came out before we could do anything with Dustin. But he was fast all night, and so congrats to him. But yeah, it's just really it required, you definitely needed some help and substantial help really to make a lot of ground. It's just or to make any kind of big move. It's just that's kind of how the cup cars are here. But it's still a fun race though, just because you have to strategize a lot more than you normally would, so it definitely kind of changes things up, makes it a little different from the Xfinity cars or the trucks, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cup cars got kind of a weird draft package on them. But is there anyone that you'd like to thank tonight after your third place finish?
Yeah. No sponsors, but want to give a shout out, of course, to JT Motorsports guys, Tyler Hensley, for being a team player, of course, tonight. Our other teammates, Joel Holloway and Casey Sue, they couldn't make it tonight, but looking forward to having them back next week for the official start to the season. Then our I guess you could call it satellite team, Joker Motorsports, Barron and Tanner, they were a big help tonight. It was really awesome getting to run with them. They played a big part in helping us work our way back up towards the front in the later stages of that race. And got to thank Cody for what he does, running the league behind the scenes and all that stuff. And of course, want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. I know we were a little shaky on trying to find somebody for the Cup broadcast for the year, but when I heard that we had kind of locked you guys in, I was pretty excited because you guys did a good job when we had you for a few races last year. And of course, thank you to all the guys who watched the race. We hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, just real quick, not to interrupt here, but just to add to what TB was saying, it is great to see you guys back. I was surprised, like he was saying, when I saw who was going to be broadcasting it. So great to have you guys back, and look forward to kicking this one off.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate the support, as always, and you guys are a great league to broadcast. So, Tyler, now that we have you, where did you end up finishing tonight because of scoring loop errors?
I wound up in second, I believe. Yeah, second
you
is
didn't
where
get,
I wound up.
You didn't get messed up by it.
All right. Awesome. So, another podium finish tonight for you here in preseason. How did it feel out there on the track? How did your car feel? And, were you kind of shaking your head at some points, just all the single file racing?
Not necessarily. It gave me a lot of time to really fill out the car and fill out what I needed as far as runs and where I could put it. It's cool to do the double file thing, but there's, I don't want to throw people under the bus, but there's some guys I want to race around. There's some guys that don't. And when they're up there, if I can get it single file, that's how I'm going to do it. And that's kind of how I wound up leading a lot of the early part of this race there with Thomas behind me. I told him I didn't want to have any part of that, and I was just going to try and get where I could. And ended up finding some good stuff. I really think had we had that go green, I think we would have had a really good shot at either myself or Thomas winning that. So I don't know. I think JTM's got this plate racing thing figured out, and we bagged a couple of championships last year with myself and Chester. I don't know how his season's going to look this year for us, but we wound up getting some stuff done. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking back at it now, I do recall myself saying that it was a good strategy for you while you were leading to stretch those guys out single file the best that you could, and you did an excellent job at it. So is there anyone else that you'd like to give a shout out to after your podium finish tonight?
Just tonight, Thomas, Barron, and Tanner. Those guys, we work really well together. There's a couple of kinks that we got to iron out, but it's easy stuff, little stuff here. So just communication, really, but it's easy to get done.
All right, awesome. And for both of you guys, congratulations on your podium finishes.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. Great to have you back. Congrats to Dustin on the win for the Clash, and looking forward, like I was saying, to this season and hopefully coming away with the big trophy again.
All right, and yeah, appreciate your guys' support as always once again. And now you're down here with your winner of the race, Dustin Johnson. Dustin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So it was a long fought battle, and most of which was single file there throughout pretty much the entire race. Was there any point where you thought that you just weren't going to be able to make any moves?
No, I knew it would be hard with a smaller field. Smaller field, you don't get as much energy in the pack, not as much moves you can make. But I never knew that there wouldn't be moves. I knew it would be hard, but luckily I didn't have to be the one making the moves. I was the one watching the moves be made in the mirror at the end.
Yeah, I think luck definitely played your favor. Of course, Daytona, not to take away from any skill level, because, we kind of know what kind of drivers are in this league, and we know there is a high talent level in this league. But, Daytona International Speedway, a lot of luck being drawn, and that definitely worked in your favor tonight. I'd say a couple cautions kind of working in your favor, and maybe a little bit of pit road strategy.
Yeah, I had it in my head that I was taking no tires and just enough gas to make it to the end whenever we pitted on lap 54 or whatever it was, and I was actually surprised that more people, especially the leader, the 88, didn't take no tires and a splash. And actually, my friend, and I guess I can call him a teammate in the one, John Wall, he did the same thing I did, and he wanted to come out behind me. He sat there for about 4 seconds before he rolled off, but it worked out.
Well, once again, awesome finish for you tonight. And is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to all the guys that made that race fun. Tabor for putting the league together. I've been a friend of his for 5 to 10 years, and he asked me if I wanted to come race, and I said, heck yeah, I'll come race. And I guess you guys were putting on a broadcast. From what I saw after the race, it seemed pretty good, so I have to go back and watch it.
All right, and we appreciate the support from you as well. And once again, congratulations on your first place to finish tonight.
Thank you.
All right, so let's wrap up coverage today with the final results here from the Daytona International Speedway. Finishing with the victory is, as we spoke to, Dustin Johnson in the 3 machine, Tyler Hensley, Robert Kenny, John Diekman, and Cody Tabor, your top 5. Again, we want to thank you for watching today's broadcast on Primetime Racing TV. Again, sorry for the technical difficulty midstream. We will work on that. But hope to catch you soon on another broadcast. Anything you'd like to say, guys?
Yeah, another quick shout out to our sponsors. We got IRTVO, iRacing Overlays, iBog Overlay Graphics, Air Movement and Fabrications. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook, and Recruits Custom Graphics. Special promo deal between us and Primetime Racing TV. If you buy any design from us, you get $15 off any 3 broadcast deal from PTRTV. So, from all of our sponsors, us in the booth, and everyone that helps us out, I'm Brandon Kreutz.
I'm Corey Silva. And Evan Black was here too, but he's gone.
And have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.